Well, Ken, we've made it back to the camera again, and I want to be clear with the audience. We already know fastest gantry on the planet.
Yes, sir.
We already know you guys dominate automotive world.
Yes, sir.
We know about the speed and capability and multiple operations of your machine. We know about the legacy company for generations that I've had the opportunity to meet with. We know about the reliability. There's so many things we know. Let's talk about some of the misconceptions. And I think the first one I want to talk about is high mix, low volume, small to medium job shops and their ability to earn or purchase one of these and have success with it, that is not just for those huge facilities or someone who's running millions of parts. That's the first misconception I'd like to talk about today.
Sure, so a little acronym, we call it the turn and earn program. So yes, everyone knows this in the automotive industry for sure. The reliability, I think, is kind of a given in that world. You cannot fail, they'll put you out. But for the medium size and the smaller size companies that simply, hey, they're going to run a part a day and change over and run a part 2 days and change over, we really have a good option for them. And it's been very successful, very fast. So in this case, it's just a single spindle versus a twin that we're known for. But we've incorporated a turnover station into this machine. And just that basic idea allows a guy to put his foot into the water, get started. We can still do an op 10, op 20 of the machining, but it gives him a chance to really understand automation at the first step, not the second, third, or fifth, because not everybody needs to run a million parts. And so this is a really good stepping stone. And the misconception is that we only do 1 million, 3 million, 5 million parts, and that's simply not true. We have hundreds and hundreds of customers across the US that are setting the machines up 2-3 times a week to make parts. It's kind of what we do, but we're known for the others. So yes, we want to get a little more of the word out that this is also part of our platform.
Sometimes when you're so daggone good at something for so long and being the name in a certain area, those misconceptions come up. And that's why we discuss it. That's why we talk about it. That's why we make these videos. So someone can come in and say, you know what, Ken, I do want to work with you. I do want to have this machine in my facility. And I like that you said it's kind of the first step into automation. So if I am a job shop and I have a lot of hot jobs that come in, or I have that high mix, low volume as we're discussing right now, but over time I decide, you know what I want to do? As people walk through the camera right now, and I can understand the excitement of the machine. We should actually invite him right in.
He's actually he's actually a customer.
He's an existing customer. We should put him on camera. Honestly, I love when that happens because it's real and raw. But getting back to the point of having a job shop and being able to get into automation, as we grow, we can still turn this into, as you guys do, what I like to call Legos. You can still have a parts washer. You can tack on almost infinitely to what you design.
Absolutely, and yes, it comes back to the need of the customer. Not every customer needs an engraving station. Not every customer needs a wash, or maybe they don't need it at first, but they want to grow into that later. Whether we add this to a twin spindle later to make it a 3 spindle cell, whether we keep it single, but we just want to add a wash or something small gauging, it allows them to grow into it at a really good price point to get started. And this is kind of our focus. We want to help some of these mid-sized, smaller size companies grow up with Medrea, not just the big guys. We want to help them to kind of also participate. And so far, so good.
Yeah,
a little bit of thanks to you guys, though.
Oh, it's all thanks to you. I mean, we'll take a tiny bit, but it's really just us asking you the right questions so you can share it with the audience out there. I want to talk gantry real quick because we are focused today on small to medium-sized shops. Right. When I think about some of the small to medium-sized shops, I immediately think about real estate space. You know, a lot of these folks maybe started in a garage and expanded to their new 5,000 foot building. Get really excited, jumped into their 15,000. Right. You know, maybe they're in a 20, but these are small to medium-sized shops which dominate American manufacturing.
Absolutely.
And of course, you're a global brand, but they dominate American manufacturing in small to medium-sized shops. So I think about how important my floor space is. And when I think about gantry automation, I have all of this space all the way around my machine. Where we're doing this interview right now would be taken by more of a traditional style automation that we hear about, cobots, robots, any of that, right? You have offered now an automation solution that's not only the fastest, but also a lot of real estate space for these folks who are squeezing machines in before moving into their next building as they're growing.
Absolutely. Notice we are in front of the machine. We have total access to the controller, total access to engage the turret if we just need to index a tool. But it's also a little more than that. This gantry is programmed through the controller, so there's not a PLC. There's not an additional HMI that makes all this work. It's all embedded here. So when we don't take up this real estate, I can be forward-looking, working on my next job in advance here, but you can't do that if we have this fenced off and laser lights and safety things going on. It's all overhead, it's already safe, and it allows you access, and floor space is valuable because to the growing guy, like you mentioned, this 5,000, 10,000 square feet, well, he maybe only needs one this, but what's his next? He may need a saw. For him to keep that compressed is very important, and we're aiding that by keeping this very compact. And even if we want to Lego these, overall for 3 spindles, it's still also very compact.
All right, let's stay on this small to medium shop thing because I like where we're going here. And you mentioned Legos just now and the growth. I would say when I travel the country, going into small to medium sized shops, I oftentimes see the guy or gal who owns the company doing probably far more, wearing too many hats than they want to do, right? So they're running from machine to machine. They're thinking about what's my most cost-effective way to do automation. Can I hire someone? Do I partner with trade schools? Most of the time what I'm seeing is a skills gap, labor shortage, and they need more people. Or they're trying to wear too many hats themselves, or they're trying to figure out how to financially run an automated solution based on the previous 2 situations I just brought up. What this looks like to me, Ken, for small to medium sized shops is a solution for one person to do more and kind of let it run itself, saving the floor space, saving the cost, and answering some of those questions that we currently have about how can I grow as a small to medium sized facility if I'm limited on how much I can personally do.
Well, I'm not sure what to add to that because you're correct. But realistically, there is a trades gap. And so no one is getting kicked out when they bring automation in. These people are being redeployed or reutilized. So in this case, we start off, so we go into a medium shop, a smaller shop. They will probably have a person run this machine, dedicated, but over the course of time, 2-3 months later, then they start dim lighting. When they go home, they go ahead and set it up to run 3 hours automated. Then possibly 2 months later, when they're comfortable with it, they let it run during the day and dim light at night while the person's still around, and it just slowly advances as they get comfortable with the system. The system will do it all day one. It's really more the comfort of the employees and the operators, way more than it is our equipment. The equipment will do it right out of the gate, but we have to go there. And as we are continue to expand the trades gap isn't necessarily going to be for someone just to push this button. It's going to be to do the other things. And the other things is what we're going to continue to grow with the end users with. And it's kind of why we're pushing this. It's very important, very important.
The last thing I'm going to bring up before we close this out, you're doing such an amazing job. I don't want to stop recording at this. You know, today is your day. I can feel it. When we think about everything we just discussed, the small to medium sized shops and the trades and being able to do more within the operation, I'm gonna go back to your Op 20 and Op 10 and then Legoing and maybe doing more operations later.
Sure.
How much time is wasted or labor consumed when I need to take a part out and put it in a second machine? How much money in a second machine? If I can do more inside of one place without the potential of scrapping it when I move it, of needing to measure it with the second setup, if it can be done inside of one machine, ultimately, how much time and money do you think we're saving by investing in this machine and being able to have the speed, the automation, and multiple setups?
In most cases, so I'll start with just a basic rule. In most cases, when a business goes into their first step of automation, they pay for it within 2 years. How do they pay for it? One, they're making more parts right out of the gate. 2, scrap's down because we're controlling the location of everything, moving this part around. We always know where it is, so we're not misloading. It's just all that's taking care of itself. And then whip, so your work in process is much less because we're completing as we go versus batching to where you have a box of Op 10s already done, waiting to go to the box of Op 20s. So all that's already passed, and then you don't have the floor space as well. Floor space is at a premium. We have a large number of our automotive customers that will measure the square footage of your machine and apply a cost to it to understand of how much they're viewing the overall capital cost. And you're going to see that continue to come down in the smaller and smaller companies.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Ken, thank you so much for your time today. For everyone watching, small to medium size, but we will not forget you big girls and guys out there as well, making millions and millions of parts. We know that Medrea works with you guys for sure, but small to medium size, this is your opportunity. Take a look, see if it works for you. Hot jobs, high mix, low volume, definitely worth a shot. Give Ken a call. He's ready. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do
He's
it.
always ready.
Thank you.